This video is brought to you by Ageless Geeks.
Cowabunga dudes and dudettes, this is Anthony, aka BatBomb82, and today I'll be doing a review of the Amazon exclusive Star Wars The Black Series Sith Trooper. Now this is the carbonized graphite version, and that makes this figure extra special, and it is something that I am dying to take a closer look at with you guys. But before we crack this thing open, I want to take a closer look at the packaging. Alright guys, so I just want to show off this packaging a little bit because it is special. This is the carbonized graphite version of the Sith Trooper, and as you can see, it's very shiny and very metallic. I just think that's so cool. I really dig how they did this. I will say the price point for these graphite versions is kind of ridiculous. I understand, but and I'm not completely sold on a lot of these carbonized ones, but this one just looks killer. I'm really excited for the Sith Trooper, and again, this package just looks super cool. So you got a nice image of the character right there, and if we take a closer look at the little bio, it says Sith Trooper. In its ultimate push towards galactic conquest, the First Order readies an army of elite soldiers that draw inspiration and power from a dark and ancient legacy. So who knows what that means? That is very interesting. I'm really curious about these characters. We can see that he is numbered at 92, so we're getting closer and closer to reaching the 100th figure from this line, so very awesome. Super excited to check this out. So let's crack this thing open and see what we have inside. And here is the Sith Trooper out of the box. And man, this thing looks incredible. This figure is so gorgeous. He looks like a piece of candy. He is so impressive in person, and I am super stoked to add him to the collection. So with this piece finally in hand, let's take a closer look at the Amazon exclusive Sith Trooper. Alright guys, now let's take a closer look at the Sith Trooper. Now this is one, I've been kind of nitpicky with these carbonized version of these figures. I'm not really sold on a bunch of them. They look okay for the most part. This is probably the one that stood out the most with that carbonized look, being the whole metallic finish, as just being something really stand out and very special. This is an Amazon exclusive, so that's the only place you can get it. He's really cool looking, man. I absolutely love Red Stormtrooper, you know, any of those, like the Red Guards, you know, the Royal Guards and things like that, and all that stuff. I just think look really freaking awesome, and this whole Sith Trooper just blows my mind, dude. So the head sculpt, I think, the helmet sculpt, I should say, looks really cool, and I love all these lines that we're getting in the helmets, and pretty much throughout the entire figure. It's part of a theme of this dress that looks really freaking good, and I love how it's like curved, but then it has like these hard edges in the lining throughout the whole suit and all that. All looks really freaking good. The back of that looks fantastic. This metallic red, man, it looks really, really good in person. I love it, man. They did such a good job with it for the most part. The sculpting of all this is very different. You know, I originally thought it was going to be maybe one of those Shadow Troopers, but no, it's a completely different design, and it just looks fantastic. And the red just looks so freaking nice. I love this a lot, man. Again, you can see all the lines like in the back of the thighs right there, and the stomach. All these like lines that you see throughout the entire piece is part of the design. You can see them right there on the calf. I just think it looks really freaking cool. Love that, man. What a great look. I'm so happy with the way this turned out. Now, I kind of wish I picked up a regular Sith Trooper, because now I want a regular one just to go side by side with this guy, because he's so freaking cool, man. Really, really nice. Now, this paint does have issues. Be mindful of that, because if you guys know anything about metallic red like this, if it's too much light, it will fade and it will look like a metallic orange at some point. So just be very careful how you display this. But he looks amazing, and you can kind of see, you might not be able to tell on camera, but I can see here in like the lower torso area where the red is a little more faint compared to the rest of the other figure. And if you take a look in certain areas, you can see like a little chip of paint right there, like that. On his butt, there's a couple of chips of paint right there on his butt. On the back right there, you see a big chip right there. You know, it's gonna happen with this type of finish. So how they actually get this finish, it is actually a silver paint, then they coat it with a clear red. So when you get it, you see the scratches, you're gonna see the silver paint underneath. Now, I kind of don't mind that too much because I could totally up that to like battle damage, so it doesn't bother me. But for this particular version, I want it to be like super clean, man, and it's not super clean. You can see another scratch right here on the shoulder, like that. Even right here under like the breastplate, you can kind of see the silver peeking through a bit like that. So it's a little disappointing in certain areas, but that's just kind of the nature of this type of paint. With this finish, again, with that metallic finish, it's gonna happen. It's probably never gonna be perfectly clean on any figure, but it still looks really good, dude. Even if you ignore those things and you don't even notice them really, I just think it's so freaking dope. It looks really, really, really good. Now, the only accessory that we do get is this blaster right here, which I think looks really good. So it's black, it has the metallic red accents like that with a little bit of silver on there. I think that looks really cool too. A really, really nice looking blaster. Now you can peg that. There's a peg right there. Slit, you can put it on the holster like that for the sidearms. I think that's really, really cool. Or you can take it and pop it in the gripping hand like so, and it does fit in there very well. It holds on there nice and tight, and I just think that looks really, really good. Love that. Now again, I don't have the regular Sith Trooper. What I do have is the Crimson Trooper over here. This is, you know, it's probably not the exact shade of red, but you can see how the difference is in the more flat red like this and the more metallic red of this. So it's kind of cool seeing these side by side because this kind of pretty much is an evolution of this. So I think that's super cool. And mine is a little more armored up. I just added some stuff to them, but it's the same thing and you guys get it. So again, very awesome looking figure. All right, now let's check out his articulation. So the head is on a ball joint, but it doesn't really roll around that much. You're mostly gonna get left and right. Doesn't go up all that much, doesn't really pivot side to side. So that's a little interesting why it doesn't move a lot more. I mean, this is the ball peg and it's on a helmet. I figured it'd have a lot more motion, but you're mostly just gonna get left and right. Arms can go full 360. They can go up only about that much. You can kind of get this shoulder pad right here up out of the way, and it kind of goes over that like so. That just scares me a bit because I feel like I don't want to break this or tear it, but if you get that out the way, it can go all the way up that far, so that's really, really good. We got a single bend at the elbow, but it bends past 90, so that's pretty good. We also get a rotation at the wrist as well as a hinge at the wrist. What's good about that, with those double elbows and wrists and things like that, you can get some pretty cool two-handed poses with this, when you're posing it with a gun, so that helps out a lot. We also do get a ball peg in the midsection right here going into his upper torso, so that rolls around, turns left and right, crunches back and forth, and pivots side to side. Nothing at the waist. We got hip joints that kick forward that far, and there's another spot right there I'm noticing. He's littered with them. Go back about that far, and do the splits about that much. You want to be careful with this thigh piece hitting into the belt. You don't want to scratch the paint all that much, so just be very, very careful when you're doing that. Upper thigh swivel, we got a double jointed knee, so he can kick himself in his own butt, so that's very nice. Ankle joints go up, down like so, and a really, really good ankle rocker. So overall, this guy is beautiful. He's probably not the most functional, and he does have some issues, but there is no denying this is definitely one of the better looking Star Wars figures you can get. That red is gorgeous. I love the design. It's modern yet old school, and that paint finish is superb, even with those splotches here and there. He's incredibly awesome, and in my opinion, a definite must get. So for a quick size comparison, here he is standing next to a Marvel Legends Deadpool and NECA Batman figures. And for your Star Wars comparison, here he is standing next to a few other troopers from the Black Series. And just for fun, here Here he is standing next to a little Lego Bat Bomb. So there it is, guys, my review of the Star Wars The Black Series Sith Trooper Carbonized version. Now overall, I still think this guy is pretty amazing even with his issues. He is so gorgeous. The paint on this figure really is something to see in person, and I think you would absolutely love it. Now those scratches and fades will happen over time, and it sucks that they will because this guy truly is beautiful. I love his blaster, and his articulation is pretty decent considering. These things could always be better, but still, I absolutely love this action figure, and I cannot wait to see what the Sith Troopers do in Episode 9. So having this guy on my shelf really gets me excited, and I am so happy to have him in the collection. So please comment, like, and subscribe. Stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.